This video will be completely different depending on when you watch it. Similar to many of my other videos, you'll find that this video has a second English audio track embedded in it, which you can access by going to the video settings and changing the audio track to Klingon. Except that audio won't be there for long, as it has the ability to be swapped out with a completely different audio track at any time and as many times as I want. This allows me to change the entire video at will, and that's exactly what I will be doing. At the end of every episode, I will say when the next one will take its place, and therefore when that one will be removed forever. This allows this video to become something completely unique on YouTube, a series that needs to lose something to gain something else. This video will grow and change over time as the days tick by, but remember, all entries are temporary and will have a timer. Nothing lasts forever, but the next thing might be even better. This isn't just another video, this is Project Delta. Please change your audio track to Klingon now and restart the video. There will be a small gap between when two tracks are swapped, so if you don't see a Klingon track, please check back in a few minutes. And if for any reason you can't switch, I will have an unlisted video with a second audio track in the description. Welcome to the Klingon audio track, and to episode 1 of Project Delta. Please watch to the end to learn when this episode ends and the next will begin. Many of you have likely seen mine or one of the many other people's videos on adding the second audio track to increase the amount of stuff in a video and add to a viewer's experience. And one of the coolest parts of these tracks is they can be uploaded no matter how long ago the video was. Except, I somewhat purposely left out what I think is actually the coolest part. The truth is, these tracks can also be deleted whenever as well. This then frees up space for another audio track to take its place. In minor cases, you might be able to use this to edit a mistake on the audio track. And in major cases like this, you can change them entirely. Now that doesn't mean this is all powerful or anything like that. You still can't change the video, and the runtime can't be any longer than the video either. Because of that, I've opted to leave the video completely blank and have made the video to a length that I believe will be long enough to suit anything I might want to add during this series. The truth is, this little feature has a ton of truly creative uses, and the fact that I haven't really seen many people doing much with it is kind of surprising and a bit frustrating. Even now that I've made it a bit of a trend, everyone I've seen cover this exploit has basically just done the same thing as me, with some slight and in some case risky variations. Speaking of which, the reason I use Klingon in particular is because I'm worried that if I use languages that other people actually speak, that might end up getting on YouTube's bad side, and they might ruin the fun for everyone. So anybody watching this, if you're thinking of using this feature, please try and choose a language that would make sense and won't rock the boat. I'd like to continue this project for as long as possible, and I do still have more plans with this little unintended feature. And that's the truth of it. This isn't a bug or a glitch, this is a feature, and YouTube would likely have to put in a lot of work to get rid of it, so let's not give them a reason, please. Also, if YouTube does ever end up getting rid of this, I'll be sure to make it as known as possible on both this video as well as my channel that the project is ending because of that. This project at a minimum will continue for as long as I'm doing daily uploads during Project 100. However, given that I can choose the intervals between episodes, I could theoretically make the gap a year. That's theoretically though, I likely won't be doing that anytime soon, and I do intend to have the episodes released relatively frequently. Also, because they don't have set intervals, some may have a very short period where they'll be around, including some as little as a few hours. But those will be rare, and I'll try and make those obvious when that happens. I'll likely try a few different methods to notify people when a new episode is out, including changing the title and thumbnail to reflect that it's a new episode, as well as a community post. However, the primary way I'll be notifying people when the next episode will be in the episode itself at the end. I'll be giving you both the amount of time the video will be around as well as the day you'll be able to come back. There also isn't really going to be a theme to these episodes. Similar to Project 100 overall, I don't really like sticking to one topic for very long, so some of them might just be a recap of my day and others might be a complete economic breakdown of the Vatican. Who knows? If you want to keep up with this series, the best way would also likely be to subscribe or to save this video in some kind of playlist. Either one works. But I guess the question then needs to be asked. Why am I doing this? Well, for me, I have a few reasons, and they're pretty similar to what I've given before, but I feel like this project not only takes them to the extreme, but combines some as well. Two of my favorite videos that I've made so far have of course been the Klingon video, along with the video that gets shorter every day. The truth is, I see this as almost the final form of those two concepts. So let's start with what I consider the least important reason for me doing this. I really like breaking YouTube. I find it fun, and I guess I'm also really good at it. In fact, this episode is releasing the day after I added another audio track to the Klingon video, going over some of its broken statistics, but suffice to say, that video has blown past my expectations. Being honest, I knew it was going to do well, with me even recording a video just before release predicting that it would get 1 million views. But not in 2 days, and I didn't think it would get anywhere near 2 million. So I want to see what happens when I make a video that's never supposed to end and can technically have an infinite amount of runtime in it. Will this somehow break YouTube even more than before? I have no idea, but I want to know, and based off how well the last video like this did, I'm assuming y'all do too. Theoretically, the retention rate on this video could be infinite, as I could just keep adding episodes to it. My next reason is that I want to do something that's never been done on YouTube before, and a series that takes place in a single video that changes, I'd say is probably one of the more unique things done on this platform. And being able to say with a decent amount of confidence that I'm the first person to do something on a platform with billions of users is a pretty neat bragging right. But neither of these really comes close to the main reason I want to make this. I want this video to serve as yet another reminder that everything is temporary. Except, while everything might be temporary, that doesn't mean everything is lost. Things shift and change over time, and while we often focus on the things that are no longer there, very rarely do we acknowledge what has been gained. It's the ebb and flow of life. While these videos have an expiration date, others have a start date, and the end of one of these videos will always be the start of another. And the less time you have with one video, the sooner you'll see the next. I don't want you to look at the timer on these videos as something to be afraid of, but I want you to look at them as something to look forward to, because that means something else is just around the corner, even if you might have to say goodbye to the thing before it. And the truth is, you might miss some episodes, but that's okay. The world is massive, and no one is ever going to be able to experience everything. This is the overall goal of the project, a little piece of art to remember that change and even loss doesn't need to be a bad thing. Oh, one last thing. Because this is the first episode and I mostly use it to explain the concept behind the series, I'd like it to do well before it's deleted. And if you miss this one, later episodes might be a bit more confusing. I'll likely still recap some stuff in episode 2, but not everything. Like I mentioned before, I made this video long enough to where I believe I have enough runtime to fit whatever I need to into that length during this series. However, this first episode also doesn't quite have enough runtime to reach the full length, and I'm not exactly a fan of padding runtime with useless filler. Because of that, there's a bit of runtime left after the outro, so if everybody leaves immediately, YouTube might not recommend this video to many more people. Because of that, I'd like to ask for a small favor. If you enjoyed this video and think more people should see it, please stick around after the outro until the proper end of the video. I've got some nice relaxing music if you want that in the background, and I think there will only be about a minute left. This episode will end and the next one will begin in 5 days, so tune in on the 5th of March for episode 2. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe for daily uploads, and I will see you tomorrow. I just want to say one last thank you to everybody who stuck around and helped to share this video. I hope you have an amazing day, and welcome to Project Delta.